Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Syzygy Optimal Health series. My name is Ryan Fernandez, coming to you from Quezon City, and it's so nice to have all of you with us tonight, watching from different places, I assume, different parts of the country. And if you're watching this as a replay, we're so happy that you could decide to watch and learn more. Now, the Syzygy Optimal Health series is an ongoing webinar where we discuss different health topics so that you can improve your health and be the best version of yourself, whether that means having more energy, better immunity, losing weight, uh, having strength and agility, like what we'll talk about later when it comes to protein, sleep health, mental health, and many other areas, which all come together for holistic health. So if you're watching us tonight, I'm assuming that you're here because you want to learn something to help change your life for the better. So tonight's topic is actually about protein. We hear protein a lot. Personally, I've been hearing protein a lot, mostly because of people who go to the gym, but I never really understood what protein's role was for a very long time in our health. So tonight we're going to learn a lot from a guest speaker, a good friend of ours who is a certified health and wellness coach in the US. She has a background as well as a chef. So I think she's very qualified to talk about food preparation as well. She is a certified nutritional therapist and a practitioner of functional medicine. So we're gonna do this in two parts. She'll give us an overview of protein, and then in the second part, if we have time, we will have breakout rooms. So please help us out. Use the chat box. Help by commenting, reacting, giving your replies, sharing your emojis, anything to make this event as interactive as possible. We don't want this to be a boring lecture. We want this to be a discussion among interested people in our community. So without further ado, I am just very honored and privileged to call on her all the way from Quezon City, I believe. Help me welcome Coach Michelle Arabello. Hi, Coach Michelle.
Hi Ryan, how are you?
Doing good. I'm very interested to learn from you tonight and to find out ano ba talaga ang importance ng protein.
Oh, okay. And I like that you said we'll try to make it interactive as much as possible, diba? This is really even if we learn or we have a lot of information, what's really important is how we apply it in our daily lives. Okay. So let me just share my screen, my presentation. Right. Can you see my presentation, Ryan? Okay, cool. All right, so welcome everyone. No, today is another opportunity of learning and sharing. So our talk this evening focuses on nutrition this time. No, specifically, as Ryan had said, protein, another source of energy of our body. And as we all know, protein is very essential, especially for a healthy diet. No, so this is really important, most especially for families. No, this includes our parents, our children, ourselves. No, especially since it supports various bodily functions. Okay, so when we talk about macronutrients, these are of course carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. No, but it is usually carbohydrates and fats are the body's primary source of energy, while proteins are used as a secondary source of energy. And when the body is not able to produce enough carbohydrates and protein in order to provide us that energy that is needed by the body, and that is the time when the body breaks down protein to supply the needed energy. Now this happens when we do fast, when we are not eating, not or not consuming enough calories. So that's the time it breaks down energy. Now, protein, as we all know, is very essential, as we said. No, it provides amino acids. It is important in maintaining not only healthy energy throughout the day, it also helps us prevent fatigue. No, we've always been hearing when it comes to eating, you have to have a balanced meal. Why? Because apart from fat, protein is also beneficial to us because it helps us feel full, no? It also maintains a steady blood sugar flow or level. At the same time, sabi nga ni Ryan earlier, it's also important for people who build muscles, no? Because when we are in a training mode or when we do physical activity or endurance, and that's the time we lose muscles. So what do we expect to learn tonight? No, that's important thing. First of all, we will determine what are the current dietary composition of a Filipino meal. So titingnan natin yan, himayin natin. What are, in terms of the distribution of nutrients, how many are the carbs, the protein, and the fat? No? And let's also take a look at what are the familiar sources of food that Filipinos normally take in. No? And then after that, sabi nga ni Ryan, let's have a review. Matagal na siguro tayong, the last time we looked at the roles of protein was probably when we were studying biology, perhaps in college, no? A brief review lang of the importance of protein and what are the different sources of protein, no? And then after that, what's important is we will discover what are the common signs that we see in our body na, may inadequate protein pala tayo intake that this is, and then as a result of eating adequate protein. No? So we will check on these common signs and symptoms. And maybe you can also check on yourself then too, if you have one or two symptoms of these. No? And then after that, then we'll also try to tackle how come Filipinos, most of us, either have too much protein or inadequate in terms of eating protein. Then finally, which the most important thing is, we will discuss what are the practical steps to improve our protein intake and make sure that we have that sustained strength, energy, and vitality enough for you and for your family. So I hope so far so good. Okay. Okay. So as I said earlier, no, let's begin by understanding a Filipino's general nutrition diet or their health status. No? So here's a study that I'm sharing with you now. No, it was a study done by ADEPA and Custodio entitled "Food Sources and Nutrient Intakes of Filipino Working Adults." No, this was published in 2020. It was a survey done with 1,200 respondents, age 19 to 59. No, it was reported that the average calorie intake of a Filipino or Filipinos during that survey was 1,700. No, and then here are the other results. Filipinos relied heavily rather, on fats and protein when it comes to total energy intake. And according to the data, that is excessively high. No? Also, in that study, it also showed that Filipinos have low intake in terms of fruits and vegetables. Kasama kaya kayo doon or hindi, no? What's the most important thing, aside from what I've just mentioned, is there are a lot of nutrient inadequacy. No? This includes kulang sa iron, sa folate, calcium, riboflavin, which is vitamin B, vitamin C, and thiamine, which also is a vitamin B deficiency. And it was also mentioned that among the top sources of food that Filipinos eat as their main source of energy were, would you be surprised? Ano kaya? Number one is rice, no? Rice, followed by pork. Third was oils and fats. Fourth would be chicken, and then fifth would be bread. No, these are really staple items naman talaga in our diet. No, so let's just pause for a while. In this survey, it says na even if supposedly we are high in our consumption of protein, but how come ang dami natin nutrient deficiencies? Diba? Does it make sense? No? What does this show us? That even if we eat 3 to 5 times a day, it doesn't really necessarily mean that we are fueling our energies, or rather, we are fueling our bodies with energy or with the recommended nutrient intake for optimal functioning. No? Why is this? Diba? Could it be it's because of the diet that we are eating? Diet or the kinds of food that we are eating? Pwede, di ba? Or maybe kulang tayo sa supplements? Pwede din. What do you think? You can also chat in that box if you want to share. So, again, I'd like to ask the audience. What words come to your mind when you hear the word protein? No? Protein. So type your answers in the chat box. No? Just ano lang, feel free to just type. No? What comes into your mind when you hear the word protein? The word protein comes from the Greek word proteas, no, which means primary or first place. No? Proteins, as we all know, is essential for life. We cannot live without it. No? And present in every cell and it is present in every cell that we have in our bodies. No? It's integral to our muscles, hair, skin, bones. No? Nearly every tissue that we have has protein. No? Approximately 50,000 different proteins in the body serve as what? Building blocks. Ito yung lagi natin naririnig. Building blocks, no? For tissues, for organs, nerves, muscles, and many more, no? It also helps us manufacture it helps us manufacture hormones, no? Antibodies and enzymes needed also for metabolism, no? But always remember, there is no one size fits all. Alam mo yan that because every person has their unique nutrient deficiencies or needs. No? So the amount of protein required for every person will always vary, no? Depending on their age, on their weight, on their, of course, health condition and their sex. No? So there are many things to consider. Now, just an overview again, no? There are two kinds of amino acids. No? We always hear that essential amino acids and the non-essential amino acids. No? What does this mean? So meron pala coach non-essential, di pala natin kailangan. No, what it really means by this is that the essential amino acids are obtained by food. No, because the non-essential amino acids are synthesized by other proteins. In other words, it's not dependent so much on the food, but the 9 essential acids are. So it means obviously that we need to get it from food. So that's how important we need to balance our eating. No, when it comes to recommended protein intake, no, this is just a range. No, it depends again on the person. No? So children, an average of 19 to 35 grams per day. Adults would be 46 grams to 56 grams a day. And pregnant women, of course, is different. No? So the average of 10 to 35 protein of your daily calorie is required or is recommended. No? So for example, okay, for easy computation, just imagine 100 grams of chicken breast is equivalent to 29 grams of protein. No? Or what I teach clients is I use my palm. No? Everyone has their own palms, right? So look at your palm. No? So this is the ito yung loob ng palm natin. And this is practically almost 3 ounces, no? Or about 100 grams of chicken breast, no? So what you do is when you eat outside, just make sure dito ka lang magsistay. So that's just an easiest, no? Way of looking at things kung gusto nyo lang talaga i-eyeball. And beyond that would be too much. Also then when it comes to vegetables naman, ganyan naman siya. So I can share next time to the group, no? We have some visual aids, no? Just that one sitting or in just one page rather, you can already see how much you should be eating by just using the palm as reference. But just make sure you don't go over the size of your palm, right? So so yeah, that's something that I hope it's easy to remember, no? So again, so protein requirements varies on the activity level, no? Of course, age, weight, sex, and occupation. Of course, iba yung occupation, iba yung energy level or energy needed by somebody who is out in the field or somebody who's just staying at the office. No? Activity level, obviously, but somebody who has sedentary lifestyle versus a person who does weightlifting or a person who is into marathon. Let's just briefly go through what are the reasons why people or different ages need protein. No, obviously children they need adequate protein. It's for their growth and development. And what happens kung kulang inadequate ng protein nila? What do you think? Ano yung nakikita ninyo? Diba? Fatigue, kulang sa concentration, or maybe even stunned growth, no? And that is why it's important that we uh, feed them the right foods, especially we know that they are growing pa. No? How about women over 40? Of course, do you think protein is even essential to them? No. Number one, it's for muscle mass. No, the reason to it is because, as we all know, women of 40 and above, no, even also seniors, as we age, no, we lose muscles. So, especially when you for women, no, when they reach menopausal, it's also important that we sustain our bodies with adequate protein. Second, protein also contributes to strong bones, no? Para ma-minimize natin yung bone density loss natin associated with aging. And third, we always hear that, no? When we do ketogenic diets, apart from fat, we still need protein. And why? Because fat and protein increases satiety, no, in our bodies, no. So if we are eating the right number of protein, no, also eating the right number of fats when it comes to ketogenic diet, then hindi tayo gugutumin, diba? It prolongs our satiety na mas prolongs our hunger rather, no, mas busog tayo. Right? And fourth, it's also good for hormonal balance for women. No? Again, also immune system also needs protein. And what else? No, women. I don't know if you can relate. No, but meron din tayong mga hair fall. No, or minsan kailangan napapansin natin drying skin natin. It also has to do with protein. So what else? No, in general, senior citizens, of course, they need protein, again, for muscle maintenance, for immunity, and tissue repair, no? Because aging leads us to what? Frailty. No? At the same time, hirap rin tayo with our absorption. No? Absorption is also part of the functions of protein. How about coach, yung mga active people, no? Those who go to the gym 3 times a week or are into CrossFit or marathon, ganyan. So of course, mas malaki yung kailangan nila na protein. And that's a time you meet with your nutritionist para ma-customize yung food mo, no? But in general, we all know that anything that entails endurance, no? And when we do endurance, especially yung mga taong who are engaged in marathon or at least doing weight training, we tend to break down muscles. Why? Because that's how it is, no? That's why it was mentioned earlier ni Ryan, no? He sees that people who are going to the gym, they take in this whey powder rather, or yung mga collagen, because that is needed to replenish the depleted protein or energy, no? And so this is why they need to adjust their diets compared to the general public. Right? So, coach, ano naman yung sources ng food out there that where we can get adequate protein? These are some examples, no? So, marami yan food groups. We have from sources from animals. No? Ideally, I put here ideally free range poultry. Why? Because well, iba yung they get their food from nature rather than they get the food from GMO or yung mga I'd rather promote food that are natural, no? Even if the chicken ate it, we'll be eating the chicken as well, no? So just be conscious, ideally free range, no? Wild caught fish, how come? Well, because compared to fishes that are coming from food fish pens, no? Maganda pa rin yung coming from the sea. So wild caught fish, grass-fed pork or beef, obviously, this is ideal, no? But kung kaya naman once or twice a week, why not? No? Marami pa rin dyan. If you are really interested, I have a list of suppliers that I can share with you. I've seen their farms and they're not expensive as well. So it's good that you have that option for your family. No? Apart from animal, we all know this, meron tayong plant sources of protein. No? And then also for plant powder like hemp and pea. No? So for people who want to do smoothies, no? Of course, when you do your smoothies, apart from you want to have your vegetables, round of vegetables, and perhaps your fruits, then you put vegetable protein, no? Or mismo meron ng gawa that you just take it. No? Beans and legumes. It's important to remember that you need to soak this ahead of time because iba rin the body's not capable of digesting this. So it is needed to be soaked and then you cook the foods. No? Apart from that, we also hear about nuts and seeds. No? These are very important. You can also put this in your smoothies or, for example, in your oatmeal. Or isama nyo sa salad nyo. No? What I'm saying, and finally dairy, no? What I'm really saying is, let's just not box ourselves in just one source of energy or in terms of protein. There are many kinds of proteins that are there. That ideal, you can mix. No? Why? Well, first of all, different plants and different animal sources offer different kinds of amino acids, offer different kinds of nutrients. So the more you have healthy superfoods in your plate, the better. Right. Okay, so let's look at some signs and symptoms. No, what happens to our body when we have inadequate protein? No, so let's look at it. No, first of all, titignan natin yung appetite mo. How's your appetite? Are you always full? Do you feel even if you ate, you still have cravings? No, because if you have the right amount or ratio of macronutrients, these are the things you have to be experiencing. Number one, you feel full. You feel satisfied. Hindi ka na nagki-crave for sweets. You do not have that desire to eat more. No? And what happens if you have inadequate protein? This is what we see. Even if you ate, but you're still hungry. And you feel that, hindi pa rin ako satisfied. Or feeling ko, kulang pa rin yung kinain ko. Or even if I ate, I still desire sweets. No? I feel hungry soon after eating a meal. And even if I ate siguro 2 hours after, I still am hungry. No, these are just a few samples of signs and symptoms that tells you kulang yung kinain natin protein. Okay, what else? Okay, source, tignan natin ng energy level natin. When you have normal or adequate intake of protein, your energy levels is restored after eating, no? And you have that strong energy that will last you until the evening, after your last meal. And what if it's the opposite that you're experiencing? What if you experience low energy, fatigue, all throughout fatigue ka, even if you ate, you feel drowsy, you feel wala talaga, walang energy, lethargic, no? You you feel you have the tendency to be sleeplessness. You have that tendency to have that, no? Or you become hyper jittery naman, no? And you feel, even if you feel hyper, but you feel exhausted underneath, no? Those are something that you may wanna, if it happens that you experience one or two of these signs and symptoms, maybe you want to review the kinds of food that you eat and examine how much amount of protein are you taking, no? Another thing would be, tignan natin ang mental health. We discussed mental health a few weeks ago, no? Let's look at mental emotional well-being. If you have adequate intake of protein, what do you see? Improve mental health, improve well-being, no? You feel restored, you feel, wow, maganda yung emotions ko. I don't have mood swings, no? I have clarity. When I study, I can study, no? Hindi na ko kailangan nagkakaroon ng brain fog, no? Or my focus is clear. What happens opposite naman? If you have inadequate protein, what do we see? Person who is mentally slow, sluggish, no? Inability to think clearly, laging mawawala sa focus, brain fog, no? And can also be depression, and fearful, no? So okay, so these are just signs that possibly kulang yung kain natin. Of course, we're not diagnosing anyone with just this signs and symptoms. I just show this because we teach people to be mindful. Umpisa pa lang, when you notice signs and symptoms that is happening in your body, then definitely we said, your body likes to tell when there is something wrong. Then the first thing that you need to do is, number one, your nutrition. What are the foods am I eating? And definitely, we'll look at the macronutrients. So this is just really a guide, and hopefully, rather than wait for your body to deteriorate, gawin na natin na yun na maayos. So far, so good. I hope so far, so good. Okay. So, Coach, bakit kaya may inadequate protein ang nangyayari sa atin, no? Earlier we studied a survey. Even if Filipinos eat 3 times or 5 times a day, bakit madami pa rin siyang inadequate nutrition or inadequate nutrients, no? Number one, low quality of protein, no? When it comes to protein, we hear that maraming proteins that are injected with antibiotics, hormones, or we all see that there's an increase in the use of chemicals, no, when it comes to poultry and cattle, no? So just choose your sources wisely, no? Number two, poor choices of food. Marami sa atin, we tend to eat processed foods, no? Instead of opting to substantial amount of food which are protein and fats. No? Akala natin makaka-diet tayo, but actually you're not helping your body by taking processed foods. In the long run, you see that your body is breaking down because kulang ang nutrients. And we've seen that all the time in the clinic. Number three, lack of variety. no? We always say, have a variety of food, no? Because having a variety of fruits and vegetables, protein in your diet, no? Remember, a vast number of nutrients are sourced from different proteins. No? I also listed number 4, cooking method. Though. Some Filipinos, well, not saying majority, but maybe majority of Filipinos, when it comes to cooking, mahilig tayo mag-deep fry. The healthiest cooking method is really steaming, stewing. Why? Obviously, as opposed to deep fried, no? Apart from you're using more of omega-6 na oils, you're retaining most of the nutrients in the steam, in the stew. How come stew? Because as you cook, nandun lang yung nutrients and you get to eat it pa. Especially if it's soups or vegetables. No? And lastly, low protein intake. No? What do you do? So here's also already a tip, no? That is why it's important as moms, as wives, no, plan your meals properly. Kasi na-discuss na natin to yung importance of food. So, where else could you start but on the planning itself, ano? Eat more protein-rich foods. So, meron din, that's why it's, when it comes to menu planning, you have to know what are the rich foods that will promote good nutrients for the body. No? Hindi lang basta-basta you just plan whatever everyone does or everyone wants. No? Because it's also our responsibility. Whatever we feed our families, our own stomachs, it's supposed to be beneficial for us. No? Adding protein in every meal and every snack. No? Few weeks ago, we talked about remember controlling your blood sugar. And there was one point that I said, no, it was research that kung puro carbs ang kakainin natin, it will spike, our blood sugar would spike. But if we add protein with carbs, hindi masyado magsa-spike, especially if you add fiber pa. So, always remember, as I say nga, do not eat naked food, meaning kailangan may protein, hindi lang carbs. Yun. So far, so good. So, it's just some very simple tips. No? Let's discuss more tips. What else can we do? Okay, transition to real foods. What do you mean by real foods, Coach? Real meaning hindi processed, but real galing sa tinanim talaga. Or what we call whole foods. But not only that, it's nutrient dense food. No? Protein should be consumed also throughout the day. Ang problema kasi is we people tend to eat too much protein in just one sitting. No? Ideally, if you need to reach that 10 to 35% of your protein, you have to spread it, meaning breakfast, snacks, or at least your 3 meals. No? Because always remember, also that ganyan, it's the same thing when you do ketogenic diet. The total amount of what you eat for the day matters. Hindi lang, we don't just base it in one sitting. No? Even if you ate ketogenic lunch, all throughout pa rin, it will sum up into what is the total, what you had for the day. I hope it makes sense. No? So, also, this is why supplementation is very important. I when I go out, I have this pill box. Siguro ganito kalaki. But I don't take medicines. It's all supplements. No? Pag binuksan mo pa siya, marami pa siyang supplements. So that's how I love supplements. Why? Because first of all, we can only eat so much. Hindi naman natin kaya kainin lahat ng nutrients. And second, the quality of our soil is not that good. So because of the use of pesticides. No? So, well, first of all, real foods are important, and second, supplemented with supplements. Kaya nga supplement siya. It's not meant to take away real food, but it's just there to aid us. Second, adjust your macronutrients based on your body individuality. Again, This is why we discussed this with the nutritionist, no? Depende yan sa pangangailangan ng katawan. Also then yung mga taong who have chronic diseases like um, chronic kidney, no? Iba rin yung required protein din nila. No? So always remember, there's no one size fits all diet. No? It depends on our physiological needs, no? Activity, satiety, and digestion. But always remember that 10 to 35% of your calories are from of protein ang kailangan mo throughout the day. Also, can you see this photo, no? That I included, no? It just really means that we have to mix animal protein. Well, ideally, I don't want to use the word have. No? Ideally, mix animal protein with what? Plant protein, grains, seeds, no? Because for those, especially for those people who have difficulty digesting, especially for those people who are a bit older, no, you cannot digest the same amount of protein when you were younger, when you're 21 years old. No? But since we need to supply ourselves with the adequate protein, that's the time you add what? Chickpeas. What else can you add? So different kinds of sources of protein. And again, for those people who do weight training, recovery after exercise is important. No, replacing not only protein with fluids and electrolytes. Don't forget are lost during training. So adequate protein is important to build those muscles that we lose. No? So usually, for the day, you have to increase your protein intake. No, I'm going to share with you a sample. This is just I don't take it as if this is just parang example that I just wanted to share with you na every meal you have your balanced protein, carbohydrates, protein, and fat. No? And also in some of the meals I included plant protein, no? But hindi naman to scale. Okay, so this just a ano lang, example lang. Okay, so for breakfast, you may want to have your tapa or our vegetable omelette and rice, no? So yung vegetable omelette will take care of the vegetables. That's a bit of high protein because you have your eggs and you have your tapa. Okay, so those people who want naman something that's lighter, how about have oatmeal, no? You can have your berries, flaxseed, cinnamon, on top, no, and have your own almond milk, which is also a kind of milk that is rich in not based milk that is rich also in protein, no. And for snacks, no, you can have your something that's light. Kung gutom kayo, you can have your yogurt and with nuts, no. Kung gutom pa kayo, no? For lunch, pwedeng beef bimbap with pechay, kimchi, and you have your toge. And you can, remember yung mga, if you've noticed, Korean foods have lots of black seeds, white sesame seeds. They're very rich, no? When you do your salmon teriyaki, you also have your peas. You can add chickpeas or edamame. No, it's also a and some plant protein that you can also use. No? If, for example, you want to eat snacks rather than unhealthy foods, why not have hummus? No, hummus are dali lang gumawa ng hummus. Don't need to buy outside. No, it's just chickpeas. You mix it with olive oil and just blend it. No, you can add paprika or a bit of cayenne para may konting twist, no? And then you can what? Use that hummus dip with your vegetable crudites, no? Chopped vegetables or some pita bread, no? And for dinner, how about how does chicken chickpea vegetable curry sound to you? Sarap ba? Because Indian food, they're very rich, no? Apart from the curry, you have that coconut milk. Or you can have that in lunch time. Pag hirap kayo to consume it in dinner time, no? Or how about lentil with sweet potato curry? So I'm saying, um, I mean, we are so blessed that we have so many produce that we just really need to get. No? Munggo is also lentil. No? So just make sure that you have that variety, because each variety that God gave us is very healing for everyone. Now, no, as we wrap up our topic tonight, or talk tonight, no, let's just have a short recap of what we discussed. No? So far, we reviewed the study of how nutrient dense or nutrient deficient rather ang mga Filipinos, no, because of their diets, no. And then we also reviewed the functions of protein and the sources of protein, no. And we said, yes, of course, there's no one size fits all diet. It will depend, our protein requirement will depend really based on several factors. No? We also reviewed the body signs, no, to see if we have imbalance of protein in our diet. And finally, we just gave some examples that you can do, no, to increase or to bring back that balance. No? I just want to end this talk with some reflection. No? We are recording this talk in the month of November. Next month, everyone will be busy preparing meals and attending Christmas parties. And we expect that we will be attending numerous lunch, dinner buffets, in addition, eating lechon, crispy pata, or even roast baka or roast beef. No? So my question is, try to reflect. Na yun palang November, what should be our game plan? Or you don't have a game plan at all. No? I'm just joking lang. So maybe ask yourselves, how can we apply this principle that I'm going to read, no? Nutrient dense food. We talked about that. Plus mindful eating practices, being mindful when you're about to eat, be conscious of that situation. Ask yourself those questions that we asked, diba? Am I really hungry? Am I just angry? Also, may kasama niya emotions. Angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? No? So ask those questions. Or is this really for me or not? No? They say nga the the fork is mightier than any other sword. No? What really happens in the kitchen will really impact our lives. No? Because everything starts with food. No? And what happens if we have nutrient dense foods plus mindful eating? Then we have deep nourishment and we are satiated. Mas busog tayo. So that ends my presentation. Very, very simple lang, but I hope it's just enough for you to reflect. No? What's really important is we start now, do some reflections. What is my body telling me? And why is this happening? No? Reflect on how you live your lives, no? Your lifestyle. And then the next question is, how can I change my life such the way that that will make me achieve my goals, or make me closer to my goals. So again, I'm Coach Michelle. I also do lifestyle and nutrition coaching. No, we help clients, those who need weight loss, no, or address health conditions as PCOS, metabolic syndromes, digestive issues. Also, I do that. No, as a health coach, how do I help as a health coach? I plan together with the patient or with the client their wellness goals rather, and we come up with co-create together, a wellness plan for 3 to 6 months na project. Anyway, that wraps my presentation, and I hope everyone got one or two lessons along the way. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Coach Michelle. I hope you learned a lot from her. And tama nga, the fork is mightier than the sword. Something for us to think about as we enter the feasting season. No, daming kainan dyan. Anyway, I'd also like to emphasize that we also have a nutrition partner for the Syzygy Optimal Health series. So if you liked what you heard from Doc Michelle and you're wondering, how can I add more protein to my diet without eating something that's high in cholesterol, or I'm not really a meat eater? Well, we have Nutrilite. They are our partner. They are the world's oldest and largest brand for vitamins and supplements. And we'd like just to show very quickly just two videos about their all plant protein, something that you can add to your diet, which I certainly do for my own health. And it's very fuss free, very convenient, and packed with a lot of good stuff for you. So here it is.
Proteins are like our body's building blocks. They're required for the structure and for the function and for the maintenance of our bodies. The World Health Organization recommends almost a gram of protein per kilogram of body weight for the average person. So if you weighed 60 kilograms, that means you would need about 50 grams of protein per day, which would be about the same as eating 8 eggs. A lot of people look to animal products for protein in their diets, and while those are good for you in small quantities, they contain some unhealthy fats as well. So it's important to make sure that you're also getting lean sources of protein. Nutrilite All Plant Protein combines the highest quality plant sources from soy, wheat, and pea to provide the complete amino acid profile you need to get from your food without all of the fat and cholesterol. All plant protein provides about 8 to 10 grams of protein per serving, which would be the same as eating about 1.5 eggs. This low-fat, cholesterol-free, and lactose-free powder can be added to any meal. So if you're not getting enough protein, an easy way to help fill in that gap would be to use Nutrilite All Plant Protein Powder.
Every morning, there's a traffic jam in our kitchen, and the whole family is after one thing: protein powder. Everybody gets what they need just by changing the amount used. 1 scoop to support energy and cellular health to help me keep up with my family. 2 scoops to give my son the strength and stamina to score the winning goal. Half a scoop for my daughter so she can power through science class. 1.5 scoops to help my dad maintain his muscle function for his yoga class. And my husband? Well, if he got up a little earlier, there might still be a scoop left for him to support his energy and heart health. It's a good thing Nutrilite All Plant Protein now comes in a value size. I just hope my husband doesn't think this means he can sleep in longer.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those videos. And if you're wondering how you can access Nutrilite All Plant Protein Powder, please get back to the friend who invited you to this talk, because they actually can help you avail of that. Okay, so Coach Michelle, I hope you can indulge us. Meron lang mga tanong dito, which I'll try to circle back to. Anyway, marami nagte-thank you. But here's a question from Amy. I read about that your blood type has a corresponding choice of food intake. What is your take on this? And then follow up, is taking granola bars enough for you to get nutrients for the body? Yeah. So 2 questions.
Thank you for that questions. Those questions, rather. I heard about that too. May kinalaman about blood, the kind of blood that you have. But again, we talked about there's no one size fits all. No, there are so many things that we need to consider. Health conditions and nutrient deficiencies. No, well, for some it works, but we still have to do additional tests for that. So I think what I'm just trying to say is hindi it's not enough for us to use it as a gauge already. So that's why it's good that you have your labs taken and you schedule an appointment with your doctor because there are many things that we have to consider. The second question she asked, how about granola bars? I always I teach clients, when they go to the grocery. Kasi not everything naman in the grocery is good for our bodies, no? So you always take a look at the labels. So titignan mo rin yung carbohydrates. So kasi everything that is created or sold out in the market is not is not does not really represent itself, accurately. Minsan zero trans fat, but actually andun naman, no? So it's important to be educated on how to read labels. No, we can do that maybe next time, or I can share few pages, to the group where this, and you can empower yourself. At least alam mo when you buy something, this is a good choice. Again, to answer it, to answer back again to that question, it depends. Always look at the label.
Okay, thanks for that practical tip, Coach. I also felt the same way dati. Akala ko if I ate enough granola bars, kasi the way it's advertised, parang have a granola bar and parang solved ka na. But actually,
Pero baka madaming sugar,
yun na
honey.
nga eh. What they're showing in the label kasi is the amount
Busog
of
ka nga. Remember,
protein
anything that,
halimbawa. Pero when
yeah.
you look at the back, napakataas sa sugar na, napakataas sa carbs. Oo.
And one thing, Ryan, after of course, at first when you eat it, wow, busog ka naman talaga. But afterwards, how do you feel? Ang tanong ko, do you feel sleepy? O baka biglang bumaba yung blood sugar mo? It's mean you ate something that's really high in sugar.
Oo. Kaya whenever we eat something, we also have to pay attention to how we feel afterwards.
Yes.
The long term.
So
Okay.
again, yeah, so just to add, Ryan, so when it comes to choosing foods, ideally add carbs with protein. No? Kanina earlier, example would be hummus with pita. No, hindi lang pita, but you had hummus. So something
Correct.
to that extent. No?
Yeah. Actually, there are many sources of protein nga. Akala natin puro karne lang. Pero there's also plant protein.
Yes.
So, let me just open the floor. Baka may iba pa kayong mga tanong dyan. We still have a bit of time. And while we're waiting, if there are any questions, magbasa lang ako ng comments. Sabi ni Titus, every year I make sure my weight by November is at least 5 to 7 pounds below my normal so I can enjoy my December. Give allowance.
Tanda na siya. Yun ang game plan niya.
Oo.
But so
Magandang
far,
idea yan.
target siya, sabi niya.
From Olivia, my December game plan, I like all year round, I weigh myself every day and measure waistline. Pag medyo tumaas, I go very low carb that day and fast even during Christmas time.
Yeah, so true, no? I wanted to just wanna capitalize on what she said, no? Even if you ate that day, alam mong, oh no, Christmas party tonight, ang dami ko kakainin. The following day, you can still change and help yourself. How? Intermittent fasting. Diba? Or, be conscious of your food the following day. No? And second, there's you cannot exercise yourself out of a bad diet. No, hindi pwede yung Filipino sinasabi, ay, bukas na ako mag-exercise naman ako. It's really what you eat. 70% of your weight depends on what you eat, and 30% is exercise. Always remember that. It's really what you eat.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Okay. Well, I think people are quite satisfied, busog na nga daw, with our learning for tonight. Once again, thank you, Coach Michelle, for another interesting topic on protein. Nako, hopefully we'll have healthier food. We'll prepare and enjoy healthier food this holiday season with that in mind. And maybe one time we can all have a session where we're just sharing photos of the healthy food that we cooked. That would be really interesting. para may application din. So we have a bit of time for breakout rooms. This is where we put you in different room assignments. You can just stick around when you see the pop-up, just accept it, and you'll be brought to that breakout room. Once again, thank you for joining us tonight, and see you again next Sunday for another topic at Syzygy Optimal Health. Please get back to your friend to learn more. Have a wonderful evening, guys, and a wonderful week ahead.